5 seconds to go. Start. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on tourism. I am happy to participate in the inauguration of 5th Global Travel and Tourism Summit organized by the World Travel and Tourism Council in partnership with the Ministry of Tourism. I am delighted to deliver the inaugural address. My greetings to the organizers, government, functionaries, delegates from member countries, tourist operators, infrastructure developers, other participants, and distinguished guests. I would like to discuss on the topic dynamics of travel and tourism. Discovering India. The spirit of government and discovering India is indeed motivated by many kingdoms in the past. That is how Chinese traveler during 630 645 AD visited India and saw the glory of Nalanda University teaching at that time and stayed there for doing research in theology, psychology, and religion. The traveler was first a student and later became a teacher. His 12 years travel in India has been highlighted in the book Forum, giving the political, social, and education system of the country at that time. In 1017 AD, another important traveler from Persia, Al-Biruni, traveled many parts of India and recorded many aspects of Indian civilization with his analysis and comments. As you all know, the mission of Columbus 4, discovering India, in year 1492 ended in discovering another continent, America. Something happened and an American tourist, Thomas L., after 512 years of the voyage of Columbus, flies to India and finds in the information technology capital Bangalore the crown jewel of Indian outsourcing and software industry. It can be seen that discovering India is a continuous process even in 21st century. That is how all of you from many parts of the planet have ashamed and assembled in this hall of Ashoka Hotel today. My greetings to all of you for this successful mission of discovering India. Outline should be clear. The present day tourism, if we take in India with the billion people, with the vast civilizational heritage of the country from the Himalayas of Kanyakumari, J&K, Central India, northeastern states, Bihar, western states, the large coastal line, Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep islands have a lot to attract the tourists. It has sea coast in 3 sides, it has islands, it has snow covered hill region, it has desert, and it has thick forest regions. All of them are of natural evolution. Many centuries old mountains, temples, churches, and mosques are spread throughout the country. You will find in many parts of the country all 3 situated adjacent to each other. It is a treat to watch such type of unity. India has one of the 7 wonders of the world, Taj Mahal. Any tourist can see the continuity of the only enriched civilization of billion people of the largest democracy with multiple regions, multiple languages, and multiple cultures. India, like many other countries, has had a long tradition of religious and spiritual tourism. Our ancestors traveled to the different concerns of the subcontinent, sometimes on foot to visit places of pilgrimage. While the main objective of the pilgrim was to attain communism and with the nature, the route always had an element of adventure and of the unexpected. The journey also brought the traveler face to face with the marvels provided by Mother Nature, whether in the form of the Himalayas, the deep jungles, or the deep blue of the Indian Ocean. This, to my mind, was an ideal tourist package and package low in cost but high on experience and adventure. In effect, it gives shape to the tourist. Today, there are many types of tourism in vogue. Some of the prominent tourist products are spiritual tourism, ecological tourism, religious tourism, health tourism, festival tourism, and cultural tourism. Also, the nation attracts researchers, students, and teachers to study India pattern of living and the economic and cultural integrity of the last half a century after independence. Last year, when I was in Dubai, I met the rubber and ruler of Dubai. He said that Dubai is planning to increase the tourist arrival by 5 times. Once this decision was taken, I found that the aviation minister was planning for a new airport and also new types of aircraft needed for attracting the tourists. The surface transport minister was planning a number of additional road lanes required in the highways. The works ministry was planning for increase in the hotel accommodation for accommodating the tourists without disappointment. The health ministry had a roadmap for waste management and a plan for providing the additional clean water needed. This was the type of integrated response that I found in the whole government to fulfill the national objectives. We have to take the message coming out of this experience and plan for the multiple requirements simultaneously for promoting tourism in our country. Last week, the president of Maldives was visiting India and I had a discussion with him particularly on Maldives tourism. The tourism in Maldives accounts for over 19% of the and of their GDP, a fifth of the total employment, approximately 30% of revenues, and 70% of foreign exchange earnings. Tourism, the dominant sector of the country. Economy is very dependent on choices made by external consumers. The Maldives attracts tourists with its beautiful island resort in the form of aesthetically crafted cottages and bungalows. In 2004, Maldives and attracted tourists twice its population. On analysis, I found the reasons for the growth as that the government of Maldives gives the islands for development as tourists spot on lease to private enterprises. The private enterprises invest and develop the whole island with self-contained resorts including roads, power system, communication, drainage and waste management system, water, shopping malls, entertainment areas, and banking system. There is no government investment needed for the project. The Indian Tourist and Tourism Organization can study this model and evolve island tourism in Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar. In Lakshadweep, we can also provide hinterland tourist package due to its nearness of nearness to Kerala. This will be an additional promotional proposition for our tourism industry. The successful tourism needs other and their our tourism industry. The successful tourism needs quality infrastructure. As in the case of Maldives, there is a need to find special methods by which the tourist infrastructure can be created and maintained at an optimal level of performance. Stop.